Hello, everyone. This is Sam Eccles-Irwin from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the director of the Oregon Short Film Festival. Right now, we're gearing up for our fall 2024 screening, which is going to take place on November 10th at the beautiful historic Clinton Street Theater in Portland, Oregon. And in preparation for this festival, we've been talking with some of our participating filmmakers. Today, we're talking with Nadia Johnson, who is the writer and co-director behind the film Something Borrowed, Something Pink. Nadia, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So something borrowed, something pink. It's a very refreshing movie. It's a very in-depth character study. It takes a look at these conversations and these human interactions in a very fresh way. Tell me what inspired this film.
Yeah. Well, multiple things inspired this film. I would say it's not a true story, but it is based on kind of a collection of personal experiences that I've had over the course of my transition and my personal history as a transgender woman. And I really I and what I did when I was writing it was I actually started with the scene in the bedroom where the lead character Natalie has kind of this personal revelation that she shares with everyone. And I actually started with that, and I wanted to kind of contextualize it and come up with a scenario that would sort of plausibly lead someone to that level of vulnerability in front of a total stranger.
Interesting. So you started with the peak and then built the context around it. That's
Yes.
okay. Very interesting. Well, tell me. You said that
Yeah.
the part of the story is inspired by your own personal experiences. What is it like writing a short film that is personal at times, but also skewed a little bit? Is that process difficult? Is it easier? What's it like?
Well, I mean, surprisingly, the experience of writing this movie came pretty easily. But the thing is that I wrote the script for a college class, and I didn't think it was ever going to get made, and so that gave me like personal freedom to just to write whatever I wanted, and it didn't have to
Totally.
have like any any consequences. And then it came out better than I thought. So I mean, sharing it with people was really terrifying at first. Not because I think there's anything super um, divisive about the script, but I think it's just because it just feels really exposing in a lot of ways. So I think for me, what gave me the okay to make it was that I was really lucky to find a group of people who really believed in the story and understood it for what it was.
Excellent. So having that team to prop you up and rely on kind of gave you that push to see it through as a short film.
Yeah, absolutely. And my co-director Ben Snyder was just nothing but supportive, and I remember having a meeting with him about the script, and he um, was able to kind of contextualize things in a way that I hadn't really understood when I was writing it because it came from such a kind of subconscious place. And he
Totally.
told me that he really felt that it was a story of belonging, and I just and I that just really resonated with me because that wasn't something that I was consciously thinking of when I was writing it, but it absolutely was about somebody who is just trying to belong.
Totally. Well, I love that. You're writing from experiences and getting it all out there, and you're not exactly sure what it's saying because it's maybe coming from such a personal place. Then your team or Ben Snyder can come and kind of navigate it and make a certain cohesion to it, and the end result is quite beautiful. It's a great film.
Thank you.
Talking
Thank you
about the
so much.
team, what was the shooting process like? What was that on-set process like?
Yeah, I mean, it was such a small project that I would say it was really kind of about having like the standards to make something that was professional and that was well done, but also just kind of using the resources we had. And so I was so I was so it was very organic, which is I mean, it feels like such a privilege to say, because I feel like a lot of projects, particularly like on a small scale, it's hard to kind of create that feeling.
Right.
But it was very organic, and and we just kind of we used word of mouth, and and I think it turned into a really cool opportunity for people who wanted to try out a story like this. And maybe they hadn't had it in their resume as like
Totally.
a narrative, but it turned into like a really cool opportunity for people.
Well, I love that.
Yeah,
And kind of on that topic, I want to ask you a little bit about the casting because every actor is
sure.
uh, uh, so nuanced, and I feel like there's great chemistry, and especially in a short drama, it really relies on the quality of performances, and it's fantastic in this. Tell me what the casting process was like.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, to be totally transparent, I'm pretty new to the directing, to being a director and working with
Okay,
actors. So so that is something I really credit my co-director Ben with, and we had uh, one of our producers and actually the lead actress, and one of the lead actresses, Yadira Guevara. She was really instrumental in helping us with the casting process. So a lot of the people that we ended up casting were people that she was connected with, and I think that ended up really working in our favor, because everyone
totally.
was kind of already friends, kind of already had that natural rapport with each other. And I think in the end, it was just kind of about casting people who really wanted to do it, and they wanted to show up um, and contribute to a really small but hopefully meaningful project.
Well, I love that. Sounds like the perfect combination of already a familiarity with each other to kind of build up that natural chemistry, but also just a desire to do well in this film that they felt strongly about. And really, the
Yeah,
performances are so top notch and so nuanced. And specifically, the lead actress who kind of shows this transition throughout the night. I feel like that's just a really fascinating aspect to this film. Um, I'm curious, this
yeah,
is one of your early directorial endeavors, correct?
yes, yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, what did you learn from this process? Did you get any new insights about the craft after making this?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I really tried to just soak everything up like a sponge when I was
Totally.
when I was working on it. I think what I learned a lot about just sort of visual storytelling, because I'm probably a writer first and foremost.
Okay.
So I kind of come to it with this more maybe literary background, and I really learned about kind of being able to translate to really prioritize, how to tell a story visually, and ultimately, I feel like I really just learned that it's the camera that's the star of the show, not the words, and that
Mm,
was just a really cool. It was a really cool I don't know, it's just such a cool lesson,
totally.
and I feel like it kind of maybe gave me some new instincts as well.
Totally. Well, it's great, even if you're primarily a writer, to see all aspects, even down to editing
Yeah,
and, cutting trailers and stuff like that, because it'll show you, I think, a whole different perspective on how you want to approach writing. And it sounds like you probably gained some great ideas on how to treat script writing now that you've seen what that process, that transition to a short film looks like.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
on that topic, I'm curious, do you have any more scripts in the works or any more short films you're working on?
Yeah, well, I'm developing a feature for this
Oh,
story actually. So I'm working on a. So speaking of script writing, I'm working on a longer version of this story and developing those relationships even further.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I mean, you already have a very fantastic proof of concept, which I think would help immensely in getting support and maybe some funding to create a feature here.
Oh, fingers crossed. That would be great. I mean, I think that it's definitely a step-by-step process. It's something that's
Okay.
very new to me, and and it's never a story I thought I always it always kind of lived as a short film in my head, and so but um, just developing it has been great because it's just given me a whole fresh kind of perspective on it.
Totally. Well, what's your what stage of the process are you in now? Are you still plotting out the bigger screenplay, or have you started writing and casting?
Oh yeah, well, it's at the very beginning stages.
Okay.
I have a first draft, so I have an act structure in mind. So I think it's
Okay.
just going to be about reaching out to my network and trying to make it as good as it can be.
Totally. Well, I love
Yeah.
that. Sounds like you have great momentum on that, and in the meantime, you're, road showing this film, so you kind of have, I don't know, a great forward momentum, which I love to see in filmmakers. Not stagnating, not just having one project and then losing interest. Um, yeah, is there anything else you'd like
Yeah.
to say about Something Borrowed, Something Pink?
Well, well, I just that I'm so proud. I'm so proud to show it. I'm really excited to show it at the Oregon Shorts Film Festival. I'm actually a Portland native. I'm
Oh, really?
from Portland, Oregon, and I remember going to the Clinton Street Theater when I was growing up, and so
Awesome.
I just feel so honored to have it being chosen, and I know that the team's really proud to show it there.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait to play it on November 10th, at the Oregon Short Film Festival. It's such a high quality film. It's so intimate. It's so nuanced, but it's also just so quick and to the point. It doesn't drag. It's just a really, really top notch short drama, and I think it's going to grab a lot of attention in the theater.
Oh well, I so appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting it.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to see more from you.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
what was
thank
that?
you. Oh, I can't wait to
Yeah.
see more from you.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Well, fingers crossed. It's gonna. I definitely feel like it's kind of lit a little fire in the belly for
Totally.
sure. So yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Well, Nadia, thank you for talking with me, and I hope to see you around soon.
All right. Well, it was so nice to meet you, and I'll see you at the festival.
That's excellent. Take care.